In a world often shrouded in pessimism, where the daily news cycle seems to bring an unending stream of crises and conflicts, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and powerless. The weight of global issues, from climate change to political unrest, bears heavily on our collective consciousness, often leading to a sense of despair. Yet amidst this backdrop of uncertainty, Noam Chomsky emerges as a beacon of hope. His calm demeanor and insightful analysis provide a much-needed counterbalance to the chaos that surrounds us. His book, a profound exploration of contemporary issues, serves as a potent antidote to the pervasive sense of helplessness that can grip us when confronted with the complexities of the modern world. Through its pages, Chomsky offers not just critique, but also pathways to understanding and action. Chomsky, a renowned linguist, philosopher, and political activist, has long been a critical voice, challenging established norms and urging us to look beyond surface-level narratives. His work encourages us to question the status quo and to seek deeper truths in a world often dominated by superficial discourse. This book is not a Pollyannish dismissal of the very real problems we face. Instead, it acknowledges the gravity of our challenges, while simultaneously offering a vision of hope and possibility. Chomsky's writing is a call to action, an invitation to engage with the world's injustices while holding on to the belief that positive change is not only possible but also within our grasp. He emphasizes the importance of grassroots movements and collective action. By highlighting the efforts of ordinary people who have made extraordinary impacts, Chomsky inspires us to believe in our own potential to effect change. His message is clear: we are not powerless. We have the ability to shape our future. Chomsky reminds us that throughout history, ordinary individuals have risen to challenge oppressive systems and create a more just and equitable world. Their stories serve as a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the power of collective action. These historical examples provide a roadmap for contemporary struggles, showing us that change is possible when people come together with a shared purpose. Their stories serve as a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the power of collective action. Chomsky's analysis is rooted in his understanding of power structures, particularly the interconnected forces of capitalism and empire. He delves into how these systems operate, revealing the mechanisms that perpetuate inequality and injustice. Chomsky's analysis is rooted in his understanding of power structures, particularly the interconnected forces of capitalism and empire. He argues that these systems, driven by greed and the pursuit of profit, are inherently at odds with the needs of people and the planet. This critical perspective helps us see the broader context of our struggles and the systemic nature of the challenges we face. He argues that these systems, driven by greed and the pursuit of profit, are inherently at odds with the needs of people and the planet. They thrive on exploitation, inequality, and the suppression of dissent. By exposing these dynamics, Chomsky empowers us to recognize the root causes of our problems and to seek solutions that address these fundamental issues. They thrive on exploitation, inequality, and the suppression of dissent. However, Chomsky doesn't leave us languishing in despair. Instead, he points to the countless examples of resistance and resilience that offer glimmers of hope amidst the darkness. These stories of courage and determination remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. However, Chomsky doesn't leave us languishing in despair. Instead, he points to the countless examples of resistance and resilience that offer glimmers of hope amidst the darkness. He highlights the power of community and solidarity, showing us that when we come together, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges. Instead, he points to the countless examples of resistance and resilience that offer glimmers of hope amidst the darkness. Through his work, Chomsky encourages us to take action, to believe in our ability to make a difference, and to never lose sight of the possibility for a better world. His message is a powerful reminder that hope is not a passive state, but an active pursuit, one that requires courage, commitment, and collective effort. Chomsky invites us to peel back the layers of rhetoric and propaganda that often obscure the true nature of capitalism. He encourages us to look beyond the surface, to question the narratives that are fed to us by those in power. He argues that far from being a system that promotes freedom and prosperity for all, capitalism in its current form is designed to benefit a select few. Capitalism, he asserts, thrives on exploitation and inequality. The system is built on the backs of those who have the least, while the rewards are reaped by those who already have the most. The relentless pursuit of profit, he posits, has led to a concentration of wealth in the hands of a few, creating a stark divide between the rich and the poor. While a vast majority struggle to make ends meet, the wealthy continue to amass fortunes. This disparity is not just a matter of income, but of opportunity and access to resources. The consequences of this economic disparity are far-reaching, manifesting in poverty, homelessness, inadequate healthcare, and a lack of access to quality education. These issues are not isolated, they are interconnected and systemic. Education, which should be a great equalizer, often becomes another arena where inequality is perpetuated. Underfunded schools and overcrowded classrooms are common in poorer areas, limiting the potential of countless children. Chomsky highlights the insidious ways in which capitalism perpetuates itself, creating a cycle of poverty and deprivation that can be difficult to break free from. The system is designed to maintain the status quo. This cycle is not just about economic hardship. It affects every aspect of life, from mental health to social mobility. The impacts are profound and long-lasting. He challenges the notion that those who find themselves at the bottom of the economic ladder are somehow responsible for their own plight, arguing that the system itself is rigged against them. The narrative of personal failure is a convenient myth that absolves the system of its failings. Arguing that the system itself is rigged against them, Chomsky calls for a re-evaluation of our societal values and priorities. He believes that true change can only come from a collective awakening and action. Moreover, Chomsky argues that capitalism's insatiable appetite for growth comes at a steep environmental cost. The relentless extraction of natural resources, coupled with rampant consumerism, has pushed the planet to the brink of ecological collapse. The relentless extraction of natural resources, coupled with rampant consumerism, has pushed the planet to the brink of ecological collapse. Climate change, deforestation, and the depletion of natural resources are just some of the consequences of this unsustainable model of development. Climate change, deforestation, and the depletion of natural resources are just some of the consequences of this unsustainable model of development. The environmental degradation we witness today is a direct result of prioritizing profit over the planet. The environmental degradation we witness today is a direct result of prioritizing profit over the planet. The loss of biodiversity, the pollution of our oceans, and the destruction of natural habitats are all symptoms of a deeper malaise. Chomsky's critique of capitalism is not merely an academic exercise, it's a call to action. He urges us to recognize the inherent flaws of the system and to work towards creating a more just and sustainable alternative. It's a call to action. He urges us to recognize the inherent flaws of the system and to work towards creating a more just and sustainable alternative. This, he argues, requires a fundamental shift in our values. He urges us to recognize the inherent flaws of the system and to work towards creating a more just and sustainable alternative. This, he argues, requires a fundamental shift in our values, away from the pursuit of profit and towards a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. This, he argues, requires a fundamental shift in our values, away from the pursuit of profit and towards a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. We must prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over the interests of corporations. This, he argues, requires a fundamental shift in our values away from the pursuit of profit and towards a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. We must prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over the interests of corporations. This means investing in sustainable practices, supporting local communities, and fostering a culture of cooperation and mutual aid, away from the pursuit of profit and towards a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. We must prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over the interests of corporations. This means investing in sustainable practices, supporting local communities, and fostering a culture of cooperation and mutual aid. And towards a more equitable distribution of wealth and resources. We must prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over the interests of corporations. This means investing in sustainable practices, supporting local communities, and fostering a culture of cooperation and mutual aid. Only then can we hope to build a future that is fair, just, and sustainable for all. Chomsky's analysis extends beyond the realm of economics to encompass the global power dynamics that shape our world. His work delves into the intricate web of political, social, and military influences that define the modern era. By examining these forces, Chomsky reveals the underlying mechanisms that drive global interactions and the often unseen consequences of these power structures. He argues that the pursuit of empire, driven by a desire for global dominance and control over resources, has been a defining feature of human history. This relentless quest for power has shaped civilizations, dictated the rise and fall of nations, and influenced the course of human development in profound ways. From the ancient empires of Rome and Greece to the modern-day imperialism of the United States, the quest for power has often come at the expense of human rights, self-determination, and peace. These empires, while achieving great feats, have also left a legacy of oppression, conflict, and suffering in their wake. Chomsky meticulously documents the ways in which powerful nations, often acting in the interests of corporations and elites, have intervened in the affairs of other countries, propping up dictators, toppling democratically elected governments, and waging wars that have resulted in the deaths of millions. These actions, cloaked in the rhetoric of freedom and security, often mask the true intentions of maintaining control and exploiting resources. He argues that these interventions are often justified under the guise of spreading democracy or protecting national interests. But in reality, they serve to maintain a global order that benefits the few at the expense of the many. The narrative of benevolence and protection is frequently used to obscure the underlying motives of economic gain and geopolitical strategy. The consequences of empire, Chomsky argues, are devastating. The human cost is immeasurable, with countless lives lost, communities destroyed, and futures shattered. The physical and psychological scars left by these conflicts endure for generations. Wars and conflicts lead to widespread death, displacement, and trauma. The ripple effects of these events extend far beyond the immediate areas of conflict, affecting global stability and security. The exploitation of resources leaves countries impoverished and dependent. Natural wealth is extracted, leaving behind environmental degradation and economic instability. This cycle of exploitation perpetuates poverty and hinders sustainable development. And the suppression of dissent stifles progress and perpetuates injustice. Voices calling for change are silenced, and movements for social justice are crushed, maintaining the status quo and preventing meaningful reform. Chomsky's analysis of empire is a sobering reminder of the human cost of unchecked power and the urgent need for a more just and equitable global order. His work calls for a re-evaluation of our priorities and a commitment to building a world where power is not concentrated in the hands of a few, but shared among all people, fostering peace, justice, and true democracy. Despite his unflinching critique of the forces of capitalism and empire, Chomsky remains cautiously optimistic. He grounds his hope in the countless examples of ordinary people who have risen to challenge injustice and create a better world. Throughout history, movements for social change, from the abolition of slavery to the fight for women's suffrage to the struggle for civil rights, have demonstrated the power of collective action. Chomsky highlights the importance of grassroots organizing, citizen activism, and the unwavering belief in the possibility of a better future. He reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, people have found ways to resist oppression, challenge the status quo, and create a more just and equitable world. From the streets of Cairo to the villages of India, from the favelas of Brazil to the heart of Wall Street, people are raising their voices, demanding change, and holding those in power accountable. Chomsky argues that these movements, while often facing fierce opposition, represent the best hope for a more just and sustainable future. They are a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity and the belief that another world is possible.